Welcome. The scope of this presentation is to introduce the new condition monitoring sensor from Valve, the BCM. We will start with the corporate product launch video. After that, we'll go into more details about the BCM's features, and we'll close with the BCM in action.
What if there was a sensor that could measure several variables at once? The machine's vibration, its contact temperature, the existing humidity, and ambient pressure. The Balov condition monitoring sensor combines all of this. Discover new opportunities for straightforward monitoring of your entire plant. This intelligent sensor brings you one step ahead.
Well, the BCM. Many possibilities in one sensor. The BCM is an IO-Link device, pretty simple to integrate and configure. It has a very compact design and a high protection level, IP67 or IP69K, depending by the chosen model. The BCM returns multiple measures: the vibration velocity or acceleration for free axis, the contact temperature of the surface where it is installed on, ambient air humidity, atmospheric pressure, and soon it will be also able to measure the magnetic fields. The measures are evaluated with different statistics principles directly on board. We have the mean value, the RMS, peak-to-peak, minimum, maximum, etc. In addition, for each measure, it's possible to define some alarm and pre-alarm flags and to interrogate the number of operation hours, internal device temperature, or boot cycles. We have two models of BCM. The VT variant is specific for the detection of vibration and temperatures, and it has an EP grade of 69K. The all-in-one variant is an EP67 device because of the small hole on the top. It is necessary for the measure of ambient pressure and humidity. As we said before, the BCM is pretty compact. It's only 20 for 26 millimeter, and it weighs approximately 30 grams. Its housing is made of stainless steel, a part of the Teflon membrane used to cover the air slot in the all-in-one variant. The interface is an IO-Link 1.1 COM3, and it exchanges 20 bytes of process data approximately in 10 milliseconds. The BCM is also equipped with two LED for diagnostic and identification. The BCM is a modular device. Inside there's a microcontroller for the pre-processing of the measures, a MEMS accelerometer to detect vibration on free axis, a temperature sensor to measure the contact surface, then another MEMS sensor for the ambient pressure, a capacitive sensor for the humidity, and a free axis Hall effect sensor for the coming soon magnetic field analysis. It remains also some expandability for some further features. The built-in vibration measure, it works in a range of plus minus 16 G with a resolution of 0.5 millig and a frequency range of 10 to 3.2 kHz. It can return vibration velocity, RMS, mean value, standard deviation, peak-to-peak, crest factor, kurtosis, and skewness, or acceleration RMS or peak-to-peak per measuring axis, plus the magnitude. It's also possible to evaluate the vibration using 4 severity zones and pre-alarm or alarm thresholds. The contact temperature measure is carried out on the base of the sensor housing. This is the face in contact with the surface of your target. It works in a range from 0 to 70 degrees with a resolution of 0.1 degree. The relative humidity range is 5 to 95% with a resolution of 1. Thanks to the PTFE membrane, the BCM can measure the ambient pressure between 300 and 1100 hectopascal with a resolution of 1 hectopascal. Soon it will be possible to measure alternating or continuous magnetic field on free axis with a resolution of 0.15 microtesla in a range of plus minus 140 millitesla. Of course, we can provide also the complete set of network modules to connect that IO-Link device to the various field buses, every kind of cables, but also some support tools and a magnetic holder to simplify the setup of the applications. So, the BCM IO-Link profile. BCM is an IO-Link device and it works in COM3. So it provides 20 bytes of process data in 10 milliseconds. These 20 bytes are divided in 5 groups of 32 bits. Slot 1, 2, and 3 are floating variables that change depending by the profile. We have 8 different profiles, so we can choose when the sensor must return vibration velocity, RMS, or peak-to-peak, acceleration, environmental data, or magnetic field, when it will be available, of course. The last profile is freely configurable. The last 2 variables are fixed, independent by the profile, and contains contact temperature and status bits. Status bits are 32 Boolean flags that represent alarm, pre-alarm, or warnings. As for the severity zone, that are freely configurable using the dedicated threshold parameters. All the measures are performed in a time window that is fixed at 500 milliseconds for temperature, humidity, and pressure. Instead, the window of vibration can be adjusted by the user. The time window used to calculate the vibration can be selected between 20 to 1000 milliseconds, and the severity zone boundaries can also be modified. In order to simplify the setup of these windows and these limits, 8 application types are pre-made. It is sufficient to select what kind of mechanical group we want to monitor, and some thresholds are automatically set up. The application type depends by motor power, shaft length, and RPM in rotative machines, and it also is regulated by an ISO standard. For sequential machine, it depends only by the speed of the process. Some other statistical values can be returned in output on the process data when the custom profile is selected. These are mean value, standard deviation, crest factor, skewness, and kurtosis. Well, so until now we learn all the basic characteristics of the BCM. So in the next video you will see a kind of tutorial of the BCM in action. Good. That's all about the BCM. If you need more information about the sensor or condition monitoring application, please contact your local valve supplier or distributor, or write us an email to rcc.seu@valve.com. So thanks for your time. See you for the next presentation.